Hello everyone, this is Super Comic Girl and I'm back with another video. So this is this has been a very interesting week. I know some of you noticed that in place of a comic review, I did a review for Batman Beyond the White Knight, and that was intentional. As I said in that video, it's going to be something I will be doing once a month for the next 8 months, because there's supposed to be only 8 issues of this mini-series. So, yeah. So, thanks everybody for coming on and watching. And I will be doing a review of 4 comic books from DC. And I have a total of 8 comics that I'm doing 2 videos on. And so, yeah, so I'll be doing that, and then I'm also going to finally get around to actually getting reading those more like triple digit issues of Spawn, because I sort of want to try to get away from doing individual reviews of each individual Spawn comic. I kind of want to get into doing them as part of the pile that I bought. And yes, I will say this. I'll say this. Yes, it did take a lot for me not to buy a bunch of comics this week. It was very hard, but I did focus on comics that I knew sold out pretty quickly, so that and that's what you got. So the comic books that I was showing you, those are comic books that if you don't come when they come out, you're not going to get your hands on them. So yeah, I was a little worried when I went over there on Wednesday, and they were like, I was like, kind of like, please let there be, please let there be some of the comics I want to get. And as you saw in the review, saw in the video, I did manage to get most of the comics that I wanted to get. So, yay for that. Yay for that. Alright, so I am going to start off with the last one I read first, and there's only going to be 4 comics that I'm doing reviews on, and then I will be back next time with the final 4. So yeah. Alright. So we have The Sword of Azrael, issue number 6 of 6. And I want to say that this is probably one of DC's most religious one. There's a lot of Christian symbolism. So if that is not your cup of tea, then you probably like are not interested in it. So, just basically, the final issue is just a battle between Azrael and Sariel. Yeah. And over this box. I really like what they did with Azrael, with Jean Paul. I will say, I did not mention this in my review for the first book in Batman Beyond the White Knight. Jean Paul's disciples are in the same penitentiary that Bruce Wayne's in, which is weird. But yeah, I mean, I just enjoyed the run a lot. And there's a lot of like action and explosions and all that type of stuff. And yeah, I mean, it has been a really awesome run, and I've enjoyed the character. I enjoyed his journey and all the things that he's experienced and everything like that. So the Sword of Azariel, issue 6 of 6, I will give 5 stars. It's just a really great comic. So then we have Batman issue 131. Now, Mike the Spider Slayer did a review of this issue. He really wasn't a fan of it, and I understand where he comes from, because you're talking about, like, okay, what did Failsafe do to Batman? And we find out what exactly he did, and they took it off of a Justice League episode where the toy maker supposedly kills Superman. He ends up in another dimension. And so, in essence, Bruce Wayne is on another Earth. And we all know there's a lot of Earths in the multiverse. And yeah, I mean, it was a really, like, an interesting concept that they actually took this episode from Justice League, used it as inspiration for what Failsafe did. I just found it to be an interesting type of premise. And I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, and that's fine, but I read this issue. I really did happen to like it. I like the concept and where they got it from. And it's just the idea of, like, Bruce Wayne going to a different Earth and fighting these foes without his support system, which I thought was an interesting concept. Nothing really bad to say about it. And, yeah, so 5 stars for Batman issue 131. Now, do I ever encounter bad comics? Yeah, I do. I do. And I trash them. Okay, so Dark Knights of Steel issue 9 of 12. We are reaching the end of this run. This is another Earth that's part of the DC multiverse. And I'm going to say I have really enjoyed this series a lot. I really wasn't into, like, getting this and be like, you know, I spent a lot of money on comics anyways, which shows of, like, how many comic books I still have yet to buy. Because, not because of money, but because I am just like, ugh. But nothing is what it seems to be. And this is really an interesting thing, that you have these, you have these characters that have, like, no clue what other people are even talking about. Like, brother, like, what the heck? And how they are, like, manipulating these 3 kingdoms, these white Martians. And yeah, it's so weird. And yeah, but I did enjoy it, and I found it to be interesting. And yeah, I mean, yeah, we see the white Martian here. So yeah. So it was a decent run, or it is a decent run. Definitely looking forward to the last 3 issues of it. Because, yeah, I mean, I have to have something else to look forward to since my DC versus Vampires is over. But I'm gonna give it 5 stars. It's fairly decent. I want to say not fairly, but it is decent, because we do learn that these white Martians are controlling everything, and they have the same abilities that Martian Manhunter has, and how they're using their abilities to manipulate these 3 kingdoms. And yes, there's a lot of fighting and everything, but I really see a balance between like dialogue and fighting, and yeah, so that's why I like it. So yeah. And the last one is Batman Night Watch, issue number 5. Now, this is what I mean by uh, so when I finished reading issue 4 of Night Watch, I really actually thought that this was the final issue of the little miniseries, and then number 5 came out. It was like, what the heck? This is a comic book that is specifically geared towards children. And the reason you can tell that is that it, first of all, it has a rating on it. So let's just move this. See if I can find the freaking rating. Oh, come on, Michelle, find the rating. I don't think you can see it. Oh, sorry about that. I'm gonna turn my thing on. Alright. The rating is... Hold on. Oh, I can't even see anything. Honestly, I really hate this. It flipped over. It's 8 plus. Sorry about that. It's 8 plus. So, Batman Night Watch is geared towards children. And another thing you can tell is that it lacks a lot of the things that you would see in a more adult-oriented type of Batman comic, like the nude women and the and the profanity and all that type of stuff. And I know the reason why it was created. It was to introduce children to Batman in a way where parents would not feel like that they were giving their child something that was probably inappropriate. And then you have, of course, these children that are be like, would it be cool if Batman faced, this villain, and it happens to be Talos. This is the last right here. Talos from the Court of Owls, and they're actually creating an original Batman villain. But yeah, it's yeah, I mean, it's a really great series, and I really admire DC for doing this. I know it's a lot to create a new series and everything, but I really did enjoy this. They are up against Harley Quinn, and of course she's wearing, the outfit that she's somewhat known for, except that they made it a lot more modest than it usually is. Definitely a lot more modest. You can see that in here. So yeah. So it definitely is a very interesting issue, very interesting run. And I have really enjoyed it. And yeah, so definitely 5 stars for this issue. So anyways, that is it for this video. I will be back to review the last 4 that I am putting it as a bundle. And yeah, I'm just happy you guys came on here and watched. I know I'm doing a really weak ending to this video. So I will be seeing you guys around. Until next time, keep reading. Bye.